Hello, everyone. It's Heather here with your annual monthly book tag, seasonal one at that. We all know I love seasonal book tags. I say that every single time I film a tag. And you guys still seem to enjoy the last tag video. I was like, I don't know why I keep filming these. I feel like people don't like them, but I got a lot of good feedback. A lot of people were like, no, keep up with the tags. I really enjoy them. So you have spoken and I will continue to do them. So today, you guessed it, is a spring tag because spring is finally here and my heart is so happy because I loathe winter with a passion. Like, luckily where I live has not been that harsh of a winter. It snowed a couple times, but there have been days during the winter season where it's been like 60 degrees and I'm like, but either way, I'm ready for winter to be gone and spring to be here, for flowers to bloom and everything not to look so desolate again. So yes. So this is the Splendid Spring book tag, which was created by Victoria Mann. And I will link the original tag video down below, as well as right up here. And of course, the questions as well. First up, we have Everywhere You Look, Flowers Are Blooming. Yay. Choose a book you love or think you will love with flowers on the cover. Oh gosh, for this one, I don't think I have a lot of books with flowers on the cover. Isn't that horrible? I feel so horrible saying that. Maybe this one. That has some flowers on the cover, The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai, and I really enjoy this book. See all the flowers on it? So there's one that I do enjoy. So yay, I found one. Other one, it's kind of the sequel to that one, The Singles Table, flowers all around it. Maybe the Honeymooners has some flowers on it. It does, it has some tropical flowers. I do really enjoy this book. Sorry for the lighting. It's like insanely cloudy outside, so we have to really bump up the lighting today. There's not a team, it's just me and my husband sometimes. Books that I think that I'll really enjoy. I think there's one that has flowers on the cover. I could be 100% wrong. I'm planning to read it very soon. It's Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. I want to say that has flowers on the cover of it. Maybe also The Bodyguard by Catherine Center has flowers on it. I know there's so many other ones, but I have really unhauled a lot of books recently, a lot of YA books, if you want me to do a whole video on that, because I really feel like I'm really truly now kind of grown out of the YA genre. I'm thinking about doing a video about that because I don't know, I just feel like I've kind of, anyway, moving on. Next up, we have Spring is the perfect time for a fun trip. Choose a book you've read or would like to read while traveling from one place to another. One that I have read that I was like, oh, this is such a great travel book is Paris is Always a Good Idea by Jen McKinley. I read it a couple years ago and really had a good time with it. It's about a girl that kind of goes back to revisit her like past loves. There was like one in Paris, one in Ireland, and I think one in Italy maybe, but either way, it was a very fun travel book that I highly recommend. It's just super cute. Another one I've also read is 90 Days to Elsewhere by Casey Dyer. This is about a girl that gets a job that has to recreate the Around the World in 180 Days. Is that the right title? But either way, it was very interesting. Both of them are very fun travel reads. I read them both in 2020 when like nobody could travel really, but I had a really good time like traveling within those books. Who doesn't love a good spring fling? Choose a book you were obsessed with for a short period of time, but then you swiftly cast aside. I don't know for this one. I can't think of like one that I was obsessed with it for a short time and then I cast it aside. I want to say honestly, Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon, and hear me out on this one. I love Nicola Yoon. Like, The Sun Is Also a Star is one of my top favorite YA books. Like I said, I unhauled like 80% of my YA books. This is one of them. It's in my like unhauled pile. But I kept The Sun Is Also a Star. Then I kept my favorites of favorites because I love that book so much. The audiobook is phenomenal. This one, when I read it, I was like, oh, I really enjoy it. But as time goes on, I realized I'm like, there wasn't enough to this book. Number one, it was too short. Yeah, it was less than 300 pages. It could have had 150 to 100 more pages. I felt like the characters weren't fully fleshed out. Like it could have been really good. So this is one that I really liked when I finished it, but then as time goes on, I'm like, I'm not so sure anymore. Like I felt like it could have had more oomph, you know? When you have those books where you read them, you're like, I really enjoy you, but you could have been so much better if you just had a little bit more oomph. That's the only way I could describe it. If you feel me, if you feel me. Everyone loves the smell of freshly mowed grass, but not in an ungodly. Choose a book that personifies as a middle-aged dad waking up at 7 a.m. on Saturday to mow the lawn when he should be sleeping like the rest of us. I don't know. I'm just going to take this as one of my least favorite books. For this, I'm gonna have to go with The Wives by Taryn Fisher. I read this a couple years ago, loathed it. Also could be Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepnes, one of my, easily two of my least favorite books of all time. I loathe them. I would guess I could consider them as like waking up at 7 a.m. to a grass cutting session. I don't know. Next up, a surprise rain shower might spoil your outdoor fun, but don't worry, the sun will be back. One could hope so, because it rained all day yesterday and it's cloudy today. Choose a book that made you feel really sad, but the sun still shines in the end. For this one, I can go with The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. You guys know it's my favorite book of all time. It was immensely sad. The ending was a little bit hopeful, but still quite sad. Another one is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, also Forever Interrupted. Both of them are pretty sad, but have a happier ending. Another one, oh, you guys know, one of my favorites, Float Plan by Trish Dollar. Very sad, but had like a very silver lining ending. I don't read a ton of sad books. I don't. Like, I do enjoy them when I read them, but I have to be in the right headspace to read them, if that makes any sense. So I would have more, I think, but I just don't read as much as I don't want to say I want to, but I just, you know how it is. Like, if I read a sad book, I'll get sad. It's just how my mind works for some reason. But those are ones that like, I love them and they were sad, but they definitely had like kind of a silver lining at the end. It's that time of year when all the animals stretch their limbs and come out of hibernation. Choose a book that pulled you out of a reading slump. Ooh, good one. What was the last I think the last reading slump I had was the very end of 2021. I was just like, oh, maybe it was the beginning of 2020. No, I think it was near the end of 2021. I was like, I'm kind of over all these holiday books. I need to read, like, there was a good, like, 2 weeks where I didn't read anything. What is the one book that got me out of it? The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. This one actually just came out and I had read it in December. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of a dark, atmospheric thriller that was perfect to read in that kind of cold and dreary months. But it pulled me out of a reading slump because I was in a deep one. Like, I was like, I don't want to read anything. We all have those times. I suffer through that a lot of the times at the end of the month. You know, that last week when you're like, I don't know if it's just me, YouTuber problems or booktuber problems, where I'm filming my wrap up and I've already done that. So like, I've put all the books I read that month, so I can't read anything else in the next month. But so I'm like in that kind of phase where I'm like, am I going to go into a slump while waiting, or should I just read a book? It's so stupid. It's a stupid problem I have. It's probably just me, but that one definitely pulled me out of my slump. It's all over. Exhale a sigh of relief knowing they get a break from school. Choose a book whose friend group you like to spend spring break with. Easy, 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 easy. I just finished this one. The Gang at House of the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. Oh my gosh, I would love to hang out with this group of kids. They just sound so fun, so awesome. I love this one so much. This is basically about a guy that kind of goes and visits magical youth, and he gets assigned to this orphanage where like all like kind of the really bad kids are, but it's like there's the sweetest kids. You have a garden gnome, like a big green blob. You have like the devil's son. It sounds crazy, but goodness me, I would hang out with him any day of the week. Next up is Spring is all about rebirth and blooming. Choose a book that made you grow as a person. This one, I'm choosing a nonfiction one that I just started. It's called Find Your People by Jenny Allen. It's a Christian nonfiction book. I've read another book of hers, Get Out of Your Head, which I really enjoyed. This one's about finding your people, finding your community, which I've really been struggling with that recently. Since I've had my second child, I've had like no socialization at all. So this is really good for that. I've just started this, but I know it's definitely going to make me grow and be better as a person. Next up is A Picnic at the Park is the perfect springtime activity. Choose a book with a character who you think would pack the best picnic basket. Okay, not book, but TV related. Sookie from Gilmore Girls will always pack a great picnic lunch. There's even an episode in Gilmore Girls where she packs this epic picnic basket lunch. So if I had to choose her to hands down right away. Another one I would choose, Lila from A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. She is like an amazing cook. Like, she loves cooking. She lives in Miami and she cooks this Cuban food, I believe, and it just sounds amazing. So I would trust her to pack a picnic basket for me every day. Also, Blair from Kiss My Cupcake. She like owns a cupcake shop. So Lila could like bring all like the really good stuff, like, you know, the main appetizers and things like that. And then Blair could pack like the cupcakes. Like, oh my gosh, it'd be an epic picnic, wouldn't it? Last up is For Many Spring is the First from a Break of the Bitterness of Winter. Choose a book that is the embodiment of sunshine. I don't mean to repeat myself, but this one is literally the embodiment of sunshine. When I was writing my little Instagram review, I think I wrote that. I think I wrote like, this book is a warm hug. If you want a book that'll make you smile, just feel like all the warm and fuzzies, this is the book for you. Like, it's a great like adult fantasy that's not really fantasy. If that makes any sense, it is just really adorable. So there you have the Splendid Spring book tag. You guys know I like my seasonal tags. Trust me, in a few months, I'll be here with the summer tag because I am, if nothing but routine. Is that the word? I'm nothing if punctual. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. But either way, I had to do a spring tag, and there's always a new one every year, and I always love to do. But either way, like I said, if you want to do this tag, I'll leave all the questions down below, as well as the original tag video. And yeah, who else is happy to see winter go and for flowers to come out and birds to come out? Like, so happy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.